Okay, who wants to see me play some Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? This is the last day of the Kong family event, so this is probably where I feel like it would be a good time for me to play as King K. Rool. I'd like to make a shout out to user Wolfphototech Entertainment who wanted to see me do this, so I thought this would be nice. Assemble my team. And here we go. I like using a GameCube controller, though I can play the Switch well enough. Got quite a few events to do in just a few minutes. You know, I think I might as well talk about this game as long as I'm playing it. I might be a little distracted by some of the gameplay to do so, but I think I can manage. Have me kick Randy's butt here if I can. Yeah, he's giving me a hard time. Uh-oh. Ah, there we go. And that's playing as K. Rool for you. I'm usually a little better at that. I've earned so many spirit points. Alright, let's see if I can talk about this game. First of all, I know everyone's waiting for the DLC lineup, and as we all should know, Nintendo made the selection. Sakurai picked 5 to work best with, and so they're off. And we know that Joker he's got to be in the works. Now, yeah, I've been a real jerk about this on YouTube, but I kind of live by my own theories, and dare I say it, I don't think we're getting a single spirit. I mean, the idea of a spirit who's a playable fighter running around World of Light, being able to be equipped with itself. Kind of ridiculous, really. And I mean exactly as the character is. I mean, I don't just mean K. Rool, for example, equipped with Capcom K. Rool. I think I've done that. But what I mean is, say for example, what if Joker was equipped with a spirit of Joker? I don't just mean a fighter spirit, I mean one that's actually buffed. This one can give me a lot of trouble. Or somewhat trouble, but so probably not going to prove anything by picking a much higher team power, but I really want to be rid of these guys. Yeah, this is Spirit of Lanky Kong. I got a team of 6 Diddy Kong fighters. And one of the things that makes me more fluent in the GameCube controller is, well, I can pull off dodging a little better. I've been using the GameCube controller since Melee, and I haven't played a Smash Bros. Game since Melee. Okay, I've played demos of Brawl, but I've played Brawl occasionally, I just don't own it. And I never played Smash 4. Oh, these bananas! Oh, bananas! I have one. Oh, keep slipping on them. Good thing they did animations. By the way, what would it be like if Joker slipped on a banana peel? How would you guys feel about that? Yeah, because his code name. You know, the same way Morgana is codenamed Mona. Yeah, he insists he's a god. He's masculine. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the DLC. Now, my own Okay, in addition to saying why I've said numerous times why I think spirits would deconfirm, and so with that said, yeah, I do have my own ideas for characters that I think will be the most interesting, and then I also have characters who I think might be along the lines of what Nintendo was going for. In recent days on YouTube, I was singing Capcom. Okay, so the characters I thought would be the most interesting include Slime from Dragon Quest, Arle from the Puyo Puyo series. Yeah, imagine having a teenage girl in there. Who else was there? Oh, there's Klonoa from his titular series. Okay, I'm gonna try this one. This one's a lot of trouble, but maybe I can manage. There's also Cookie Mama from her titular series. That would be a rather interesting fit, but you know, then again, we already have Chef Kawasaki as an assist trophy. What are the odds? I had about 7 characters who I thought would be the most interesting, but it's so easy to forget them. Anyways. Well, there's also Reimu from Touhou, and yes, I know Touhou's an indie game, but if they decide to throw any indie game fighters, chances are Touhou would be in line. It's got a cult following, and my brother plays the games. Or at least he's played the fighting games, but it's mostly, oh hey, I won. But it's mostly, you know, one of those bullet hell kind of games. Alright, before I forget, I think I'm just going to go over, I'm going to briefly list up three Capcom characters, because based on what I looked into recently, they've been popular more so outside of their own game franchises than in, if you can believe that. These 3 characters, all from Capcom, include Sir Arthur from Ghosts and Goblins, Morrigan from Darkstalkers, and who else? Oh yeah, Amaterasu from Okami. Apparently, from what I looked into, they are very well-known characters, but I'm not sure how many people initially think they could be in Smash. And so I started thinking that maybe this is what Nintendo was going for. Characters that you would not anticipate getting into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And yet they'd still be fan favorites. I mentioned those 3 Capcom characters because apparently they're talked about. They must be talked about a lot because they're popular. And like I said, more outside their games than in. And yet, oh, this music brings me back to the 90s. Yeah. But yet, despite these characters being mega popular, I don't know if anyone really talks about them being for Smash, and I'm wondering if that's the approach Nintendo was going for. It's good to be the king. I love King K. Rool. So I ain't got much to say about the DLC lineup. But I will say that I am kind of biased towards certain characters, such as Scorpion and Doom Guy. Or whatever the hell you want to call that guy from Doom. I don't know. But there's good reasons for that. You know, Mortal Kombat's known for the fatality. I mean, tone that down, you literally get nothing special. you just get Scorpion, who's probably, I don't know, Ninja, who, and yeah, Ninja who probably murders, but because Fatality is pretty much killing. Then of course there's Doom. I've been biased against first-person shooters for quite some time. I mean, I can understand that, you know, people will play these games to vent. I can understand where the venting comes from. You know, you, instead of wanting to go out there and commit murders and stress or something like that, you know, you, instead of that, you want to play a violent video game instead, and, you know, that kind of... But I don't think anybody from a first-person shooter would bring anything special into Smash. The idea is that this is the Super Smash Brothers series, not Super Warzone Brothers. I mean, really, who do these guys think they are? I mean, why would they want? Why would anyone want a character of that caliber? Why would anyone want someone like that? It's beyond me, really. I'm probably not going to do this too much longer because this is just more or less a demonstration of how I play as Rool. And though I'm not really proving much because I'm mostly picking spirit teams that are overpowering, but I think maybe for the Ace and Legend spirit battles I can probably prove something. And I don't want to lose track of the time. There's only so much I can do. Well, speaking of Legends, now, does it? Would you want me to make any predictions for who I think is going to be DLC? I really can't do that. I really don't think it's my place to be predicting. But if I wanted to, I could predict maybe a character from Capcom who's earned a lot of fame as a character. Oh, and you know, speaking of the difference between iconic games and iconic characters, that brings me to Minecraft. I know how Steve is another one of those mixed bag characters, but the only reason I can think of that he wouldn't be in Smash is because it's Minecraft itself that's iconic. The game itself is iconic, but I don't think this avatar character is. You know, just because a game is iconic, does that mean the character is automatically iconic? I don't think so. I really don't think that's how it works. I mean, were this true, then the characters of Sir Arthur, Morgan, and Amaterasu would be where they are today. I mean, when you look at those characters, it's the characters themselves, they're more well known than their games. So that's saying these characters are iconic. The games, not so much. But it's like when you bring up a game, like you bring up the Ghosts and Goblins series, people will say Sir Arthur. He's iconic. He's what we remember most about it. And Sir, not to mention those three Capcom characters I mentioned. They actually made it into at least one Marvel vs. Capcom game. Sir Arthur was in Infinite. Morgan was also in Infinite. I think Amaterasu was also in like 3. But there were like 2 different versions of 3 as far as I know. Oh, this guy's jumping around like a pauper in a pay toilet. Oh, this might be good. Yes. Now I can't have King K. Rool gameplay without this. Actually, wait, didn't I show it earlier in that battle with Lanky Kong Spirit? Yes, nice crack shot. I didn't even use anything. I could have used a shield spacer. Well, if you want demonstration as to how K-Rool plays in my hands, there you go. That was a Legend Spirit battle. Hope that satisfies you. If not, we can keep going. I know probably some friends of mine might be satisfied with this, but that's not important. Keep going. Alright, I guess that's all I really have to talk about. But I just figured that as long as I demonstrate how I play as King K. Rool, then I might as well talk about this game. It's a ton of fun, and I'm going to be honest with you, I really love Spirits. It's the way it plays out. It's Sakurai tried really hard to include a lot of characters, and while they can't all be playable, because, you know, that's literally impossible, he found a way to make us enjoy these characters, even if they can't be played. And he delivered. I mean, many times you really feel like you're fighting the characters, and many times you get the impression that Sakurai, well, did his homework. He knows how these characters, he knows how these characters play out, so he knows how to make them work for the fighters. And speaking of spirits, I think that if we get any new spirits, like from Persona 5, even if they came to the spirit board or something like that, I really think it would only be the base roster fighters who represent any new spirit battles. I don't think we're going to get, like, Joker representing one. Because it's always possible that one could give the DLC lineup a pass. One could always give the Fighters Pass a pass. Give the Fighters Pass a pass. Ha ha. Yeah, but seriously, seriously though, if this Fighter's Pass was filled with Emery and Schlock, I'd give it a pass, because that's not what I want. Like I said, I probably only want Joker if it was if it came with some other characters of their worth, but I'm not about to have I don't think I'm even about to have Steve either. But and that brings me to something else. Okay, first of all, I think I'm going to step up for a bit. I'm going to look up which characters I had in mind, which I thought would be the most interesting to Smash Bros. Ultimate. And fortunately, my notepad's not that very far, so we'll see if I get to step up for a bit. Nope. So instead, I'm going to talk about the characters who have been deconfirmed. And I mean officially, like, they're either they are or they're pretty much as good as, and you really can't avoid that. Yeah, I love that. Time traveling back to the 90s. I like that Donkey Kong Country submap in World of Light. That is still the biggest surprise, in my opinion. It's more surprising than Joker. But, I did not think we were going to get that kind of submap. I can't thank Sakurai enough for if that was his idea or did the staff decide it, but whatever the reason, like, it literally let me time travel back to the 90s. Donkey Kong Country, the very first game, was a big part of my childhood. And in some cases, it's a bit of a shame to me because it was kind of an obsession when I was a kid, but that was then and this is now. Oh, I defeated Swanky too quickly, so... Alright, if you'll excuse me. Okay, here we are. There's Slime from Dragon Quest, Arleg from Puyo Puyo. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right, but there's Agnes from Bravely Default, Heihachi from Tekken, Cooking Mama from Cooking Mama, Klonoa from Klonoa, and Reimu from Touhou. Those are the characters who I said would be the most interesting. Now, if I had to make a safe prediction as to who is coming, I'd say those 3 Capcom characters I mentioned. We'd be lucky to get more than one of those, but I think if there's a direction that Nintendo is flying in, one Capcom fighter might be the way to go. Oh hey, there's a ticket on sale. Sunday sale. I'm gonna take advantage of it. Alright, back to spirits. Now I'm gonna get on with discussing the characters who are deconfirmed. Officially, or conditionally. You might say they're deconfirmed conditionally. Is that a better word? Okay. For starters, there's Master Chief. I'm not sure how many people feel about that, but I, for one, I think it's a huge relief. I know that people are saying Master Chief is an iconic video game character, and he's almost like this face of Microsoft or something. I fail to see how, but my opinion, but maybe there's something I'm missing. Well, the key with the Din Spirit battle is kind of obvious. Din's fire doesn't work at close range, so the trick is probably to get close to them. Alright, characters who've been deconfirmed conditionally. Master Chief. This was tweeted by Frank O'Connor from an executive of Microsoft. Said specifically that, said specifically Master Chief was deconfirmed, or wouldn't be in Smash Ultimate. Another character, there's Travis Touchdown from No More Heroes. Ah, take that. Yeah, Travis Touchdown was deconfirmed. I think the tweet that said this, I think they were saying, well, the dream is dead. I think it came from Suda51, was it? Okay, the 5 characters I know who are deconfirmed conditionally. Okay, there was Master Chief from Halo, Travis Touchdown from No More Heroes, Dante from Devil May Cry 5, Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden, and Kasumi from Dead or Alive. Maybe I can't prove anything on this, but it's pretty much been tweeted. Suda51, was it? I think he said that. Yeah, it was stupid of you, wasn't it? I can finish you. Said that, well, the dream is dead, as far as Travis Touchdown goes. But I think they were probably having a bit of a tease with that one. And then there's Dante from Devil May Cry 5. Oh look, another Legend Spirit Battle 1. Huh. I'm going to use the shield spacer this time. Because there was a tweet that was like, said, is Dante in? And there's LOL, no. And yeah, that tweet was made before the decisions were made, but well, let's be honest. I'm pretty sure the DLC was in planning as well, and that couldn't have been last minute decisions, nor were these things done overnight. As for Ryu Hayabusa, some people did want him in for classic nostalgic reasons, like last of the NES era or whatever. But the man behind Ninja Gaiden and Dead or Alive said that he never talked. Wow, that was a big net. And he never talked to Sakurai recently, as far as such goes. So, if he didn't talk to Sakurai, what are the odds he got any of his characters in? Much less any of the staff. I think he probably... Usually the way NDAs work, the non-disclosure agreements, is we're usually under the impression that if they keep quiet, they have something under wraps. And if they don't, well, they pretty much come out and say that they don't. What else? So, this man had something to say regarding the matter of his characters. He also mentioned that if he was to get a character into Smash Brothers, it would have been Kasumi from Dead or Alive. I was pointed to this by another user here on YouTube. I don't know who, but I found this, and this was a conversation that was entirely in Japanese, but some rough translations suggested that this was the case. So no Ryu Hayabusa, sadly. It would have been okay, so I really can't say sadly here. It's just another one of those mixed bags for me. But Kasumi, she would have been interesting, I guess. Even though she's not on my list of 7 most interesting characters. Well, I gotta wrap this up. I can't keep this going forever. I've talked about nearly half an hour's worth, so you've seen me play as Rool. Hope you're happy, because this is how I roll. That's how I roll with a GameCube controller. It's good to be the king. Happy smashing, everybody!